Welcome to today's video. In the entertainment industry, one careless moment can change anyone's career. Today, we will explore the celebrities who ruined their careers right on famous talk shows, where the public and producers are always watching every word and action. From shocking statements and thoughtless actions to unnecessary arguments, these moments have overshadowed the careers of celebrities and changed the way the public perceives them. If you're a fan of celebrity stories and train wreck moments in the entertainment industry, don't forget to hit like and subscribe to our channel so you don't miss out on any of our upcoming exciting videos. Feel free to share your thoughts in the comments about which celebrities surprised you the most, or which talk shows you think might spark more controversy in the future. Join our community to discuss and discover more fascinating stories from the entertainment world. In 2005, Tom Cruise's visit to the Oprah Winfrey Show became famous, but not for the reasons he hoped. His over-the-top excitement, including jumping on the couch to declare his love for Katie Holmes, turned him into a target for endless ridicule. Initially, this moment seemed shocking, but as the laughter grew louder, his public image began to crumble. People started to question his sincerity and whether his over-the-top actions reflected a deeper issue. Things got worse when he dismissed psychology as a pseudoscience during an interview on the Today Show, sparking a backlash from both the public and experts. Critics labeled him as thoughtless and out of touch with reality, and even some of his most loyal fans began to turn their backs on him. People began to doubt his sincerity, and whether his exaggerated actions reflected a deeper issue. Things worsened when he dismissed psychology as a pseudoscience during an interview on the Today Show, triggering a strong backlash from both the public and experts. Critics called him thoughtless and out of touch with reality, and even some of his most loyal fans started to turn their backs on him. Megan Fox's blunt attitude during an interview in 2009 came at a high price. She openly compared Michael Bay, the director of Transformers, to historical dictators, which some found bold, but others considered disrespectful. Her exact words painted a picture of a toxic work environment, but the consequences came quickly and harshly. Hollywood, known for its emphasis on diplomacy, seemed to turn its back on her, limiting the roles she was offered. The consequences of her comments led to her being dropped from the Transformers franchise, a decision that shocked fans. For someone at the peak of her career, this sudden shift was hard to overlook. Fox had once been an emerging star, with beauty and talent that many believed would take her to even greater success. Fox was once an up-and-coming star, with beauty and talent that many believed would lead her to even greater success. But her decision to speak out, whether right or wrong, came at a high price. Is it fair that she was silenced for sharing her truth, or did she miscalculate the power dynamics in such a ruthless industry? Her career never truly recovered, leaving many to wonder if things could have turned out differently if she had handled the situation another way. If you found this video interesting, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to follow more exciting content. Join us as we uncover more secrets and unexpected stories from the world of showbiz. Charlie Sheen's downfall began when he appeared in interviews like The Alex Jones Show and ABC's 2020 in 2011. His bizarre behavior and over-the-top remarks like tiger blood and winning became laughingstocks, overshadowing his work as an actor. Initially, the world was intrigued. Was this confidence or chaos? People couldn't take their eyes off him, but soon it became clear that Sheen's actions were not just entertainment, but a much more serious issue. Although his behavior entertained some, it concerned others who saw a man clearly struggling with personal issues in a very public way. The biggest consequence was Sheen being fired from 2.5 Men. Previously hailed as the star of one of the biggest sitcoms on television, he quickly became a cautionary tale almost overnight. Could he have salvaged his career if he had taken a different approach? Or had his downfall gone too far? What should have been a golden era for him turned into a series of public mistakes, overshadowing his success. In 2008, Katherine Heigl's blunt comments on The Late Show with David Letterman about the grueling work hours on the set of Grey's Anatomy were not well received by many. While she may have thought she was highlighting an unfair issue, others saw her as ungrateful. Her previous decision to withdraw her name from the Emmy nominations, citing dissatisfaction with the writing of her character, only further damaged her reputation. These actions created a narrative that Heigl was difficult to work with, a label that's hard to shake off in Hollywood. As major roles began to dry up, people started to wonder if she had sabotaged her own career with her outspoken personality. Once an emerging star, Heigl now struggled in a world where every word and action carried immense weight. Does she deserve the strong backlash, or is she a victim of an industry that doesn't tolerate dissent? Her story serves as a clear reminder of how quickly things can change when the public shifts its perception. Michael Richards, widely known as Kramer from Seinfeld, faced a shocking downfall in 2006 that no one could have predicted. During what seemed like a normal stand-up comedy show, Richards erupted in anger and directed racist remarks toward the audience. The crowd was stunned, and the video quickly spread, sparking outrage everywhere. To repair the damage, Richards appeared on The Late Show with David Letterman to apologize, but his apology felt empty. Many viewers saw it as an awkward and insincere attempt to salvage his career. What should have been a step toward atonement only made things worse, leading to the collapse of his career. Previously, he had it all: fame, respect, and a place in comedy history. Now, he has become a cautionary tale. Was there anything that could have saved him from this scandal? In 2019, R. Kelly's appearance on CBS This Morning would forever be remembered for all the wrong reasons. Faced with serious allegations that had tarnished his career, Kelly sat down with Gayle King to clarify his reputation. But instead of offering calm explanations, viewers witnessed a man unraveling. He stood up, gestured wildly, and screamed, declaring that he was fighting for his life. His tears and anger didn't earn him sympathy. They only made him appear unstable. The performance became the center of attention, overshadowing any chance he had to explain himself. What he thought would salvage his image only intensified the public's distrust. Memes of his outburst spread across social media, turning a serious issue into a joke. The interview not only failed but backfired spectacularly. The escalating legal battles and public backlash turned everyone against him. How could someone with such a successful music career let it crumble in such a dramatic way? His downfall became a lesson in how not to face the public. Even before the interview, Kelly's reputation had already been shaky, but that moment sealed his fate. The audience didn't see a misunderstood man, but someone avoiding responsibility. His emotional outbursts, instead of showing humanity, made him appear manipulative. The whole world watched as his empire, built on hit songs and chart-topping albums, collapsed piece by piece. Paula Deen was once the warm symbol of Southern cuisine, but in 2013, during an interview on Today, her empire began to crumble. Allegations of using racist language put her career at risk, and this was her chance to clear things up. However, Deen's tearful reactions and clear lack of accountability left the audience dissatisfied. Her attempts to defend herself were seen as insensitive, and the damage was beyond repair. Her words failed to address the core of the issue. Instead of taking responsibility, she focused on her emotions, missing the opportunity to show maturity or understanding. Sponsors quickly pulled out, and her cooking show was canceled. The chef who once dominated the culinary world now found herself disliked and lacking opportunities. Could a more honest approach have salvaged her career? Or was this downfall inevitable? Hugh Grant's scandal in 1995 became the talk of the town. Known for his charm and wit, Grant found himself in an awkward situation after a personal scandal that shocked his fans. To address the issue, he appeared on The Tonight Show with Jay Leno. Leno wasted no time asking directly, "What were you thinking?" Grant's sincere acknowledgement of his mistake was admirable, but it wasn't enough to repair the damage. The interview became famous, showcasing Grant's ability to face his mistakes, but also highlighting the seriousness of his actions. While some appreciated his honesty, many couldn't get past the scandal. His career was heavily affected, with fewer roles and a damaged public image. This was a turning point, showing that even the most beloved stars aren't immune to scrutiny. How could someone with so much lose it all? His honesty helped him recover somewhat, but the road was long and challenging. The incident continued to haunt him, casting a shadow over his work for years. Fans wondered if he could ever reclaim his place in Hollywood. In 2013, Lance Armstrong sat down with Oprah Winfrey, ready to share his story. What happened next was a moment that would permanently ruin his career. After years of vehement denial, Armstrong finally admitted to using performance-enhancing drugs in his cycling victories. This confession stunned the audience. It wasn't just about doping. It was about years of deception and betrayal. Fans who once supported him now felt angered and disappointed. Sponsors immediately severed ties, pulling millions of dollars in support. The 7 Tour de France titles he had earned, one of his proudest achievements, were stripped away. The man who was once a symbol of hope and perseverance now stood in disgrace. Could he have salvaged his reputation if he had confessed earlier, or was his downfall inevitable the moment he decided to cheat? Roseanne Barr's career saw a notable resurgence when her sitcom Roseanne was revived and became an instant hit. But in just one moment, everything changed. After posting a controversial tweet, Barr found herself at the center of a media storm. She hoped to clarify things by appearing on The Joe Rogan Experience, but instead of calming the situation, her explanations only made things worse. She claimed that her tweet was misunderstood, but her words came across as defensive and dismissive to many. The consequences were severe. The revived sitcom, which had been a sign of her career comeback, was immediately canceled. Her colleagues distanced themselves, and the public's trust in her was completely lost. Could her career have survived if she had handled the situation differently? Barr's efforts to regain stability only deepened the wound. She claimed she was treated unfairly, but the damage had already been done. Her failure to offer a sincere apology and show remorse alienated her audience, causing a career built over decades to crumble in just a few weeks. Billy Bush's broadcasting career seemed stable until a 2005 recording was leaked in 2016. The tape captured a conversation between Bush and Donald Trump, filled with inappropriate and offensive comments about women. The public's reaction was swift and harsh. Bush's laughter and participation in the conversation made him a prime target for criticism. NBC suspended him from The Today Show, and shortly after, he was completely fired. The consequences were severe, and his promising career in television was derailed overnight. What more could Bush have done to protect his reputation? The fallout from the scandal made it difficult for Bush to recover. Although he expressed regret, many felt his apology came too late. His association with the tape overshadowed all of his previous work and contributions. The years he spent building his career were destroyed by a single conversation. Gina Carano was at the peak of her career with her role in The Mandalorian, a beloved series that catapulted her to stardom. But her actions off-screen quickly led to her downfall. After sharing controversial posts on social media, Carano faced a strong wave of backlash. Instead of addressing the concerns thoughtfully, her interviews only made the situation worse. Her comments made people feel she was disrespectful and provocative, further alienating both fans and colleagues. Lucasfilm announced it was severing ties with her, ending her role on the show and cutting off any future collaborations. Could she have saved her career if she had handled the situation differently? The consequences of her actions came swiftly and without mercy. A career that once seemed promising in Hollywood was abruptly halted. Carano's attempts to defend herself only fueled the fire. The industry's response was clear. There was no room for her behavior. Matt Lauer's career, once that of a respected journalist, came to an end in 2017 when allegations of inappropriate behavior were revealed. The Today Show host was immediately fired, leaving viewers stunned. His brief statement on air expressed regret, but did not directly address the specific allegations. This lack of transparency left many feeling unsatisfied and betrayed. The once beloved broadcaster became a symbol of scandal and misconduct. Could he have salvaged his reputation with a more straightforward approach? The allegations against Lauer painted a troubling picture, and his vague response only deepened the damage. As more stories emerged, his image was further tarnished, with sponsors and networks distancing themselves from him, leaving him with no career opportunities. Mel Gibson's talent in acting and directing had made him one of Hollywood's biggest stars, but his 2010 interview with Dean Richards marked the end of his career. When Richards brought up Gibson's past controversies, the tension in the conversation became immediately apparent on air. Gibson's frustration exploded into public offensive comments. This moment added to a long list of scandals that tarnished his reputation. Although he had previously delivered standout performances, his behavior caused studios and audiences to turn their backs on him. Could he truly recover? Or was this the end of his once bright career? But the story doesn't end there. Each attempt by Gibson to rebuild his image was overshadowed by the shadow of his past. Even after many years, whispers about his downfall still linger, leaving people to wonder if his talent could ever overcome these controversies. Azealia Banks' 2016 interview on The Breakfast Club wasn't just a typical promotional stop. Her sharp remarks about race and culture quickly sparked an uproar. While her confidence was undeniable, the controversial views created a rift between her and both fans and industry professionals. Collaborators began distancing themselves, and the backlash overshadowed her music career. Azealia became more famous for her drama than for her undeniable talent. Will her career be defined by her own words, or could she choose a different path? As the consequences continued, Banks found it increasingly difficult to regain her footing in the industry, with her musical potential fading behind headlines about controversies. What happens when your voice, which was once thought to be a source of power, becomes the very thing that isolates you? Andrew Dice Clay, a comedian, found success through controversy, but his 1990 appearance on the Arsenio Hall show crossed the line. His crude jokes and controversial language were immediately criticized. What once made him fresh and bold was now seen as offensive and outdated. Fans who once laughed with him began to feel embarrassed, and his career began to crumble under the weight of time. Could Clay have changed his style, or was his downfall inevitable? The shocks from that interview rippled through his career, turning opportunities into missed chances. As the entertainment world evolved, Clay was left behind, stuck in an image that no longer resonated. Did his loyalty to his comedic style or his refusal to change lead to his failure? After rising quickly in the music industry in the early 2000s, Ashlee Simpson faced a major setback when a lip-syncing incident was exposed during her performance on Saturday Night Live, SNL, in 2004. When her vocals were switched and the audience realized she was lip-syncing, the incident led to a wave of criticism from the public and media. Although Ashlee tried to explain the incident on the Ellen DeGeneres show, claiming a technical error had occurred, her reasons were not believed by the audience or the media. Instead of easing the backlash, the interview only intensified doubts about her talent and sincerity. Ashlee's image, which had been rising rapidly, was severely damaged, and her music career could not recover to its previous heights. However, she continued to make efforts to rebuild her image and career in other fields like acting and fashion, but the fall remains an unforgettable mark in her career. To change the harsh perception from the public, Ashlee Simpson would need to prove her true talent and sincerity. It's important for her to avoid justifying or avoiding responsibility for the past incident, and instead show maturity and growth from her mistakes. She could return to music and release high-quality products that demonstrate her real vocal abilities. Additionally, expanding into other fields like acting, fashion, or production would help her avoid being solely tied to the image of a singer and showcase her as a multi-talented artist. While a single moment of failure can overshadow years of effort, perseverance, self-improvement, and always moving forward will be crucial factors in helping Ashlee rebuild her image and career. Janet Jackson's legendary career faced a major shock after the infamous incident during the 2004 Super Bowl halftime show, where she performed with Justin Timberlake. While Timberlake faced only mild criticism, Janet bore the brunt of the backlash after the wardrobe malfunction, when her outfit was torn during the performance. Despite giving several interviews, including one with Oprah Winfrey, to explain and clarify the situation, her explanations failed to soothe the public's judgment. This incident not only overshadowed Janet's musical legacy, but also forced her to contend with the double standards in the entertainment industry, where women, especially women of color, face harsher scrutiny than men. Nevertheless, Janet Jackson continues to strive to maintain her career and musical legacy, asserting her undeniable power and influence. To recover from the incident, Janet Jackson needs to continue asserting her talent and creativity through music and new projects. She can avoid over-explaining the situation and instead focus on rebuilding her image and garnering support from her fan base. While Justin Timberlake's career continued to soar, Jackson faced heavy criticism, reflecting the discrimination and double standards in the entertainment industry. The criticism directed at her was somewhat unfair, as people were quick to forgive the male artist, but much harsher on women, especially women of color like Jackson. In 2004, Courtney Love shocked audiences when she appeared on The Late Show with David Letterman. Her erratic behavior and inappropriate comments left viewers stunned. But it was her flashing the crowd outside the studio that truly drew attention. Her rough-edged personality, once a strength that helped her stand out early in her career, had now become a burden. Her reputation for instability continued to grow, causing opportunities in the entertainment industry to dry up. Love's career began to struggle, as her shocking actions were no longer seen as intriguing but as signs of a lack of control, diminishing the public image she had once built. Courtney Love can control herself, but maintaining a balance between rebellion and professionalism seems to be a major challenge. Her allure is undeniable, but her erratic behavior often overshadows her talent, making every mistake push her further away from the serious opportunities she once sought. Maintaining the image of a rebellious artist while still being professional is difficult in the entertainment industry, especially when the losses are too great, and her reputation for instability continues to spread. Paris Hilton's interview with David Letterman in 2007 was supposed to be an opportunity for her to reinvent her image, but instead, the focus shifted to her recent time in jail. Letterman continued to press her on the issue, despite Hilton clearly being uncomfortable. Her attempts to steer the conversation towards her professional projects were unsuccessful, and she became visibly irritated. This interview became a turning point, solidifying the public perception of Hilton as a superficial and distant figure. Could she take control of her narrative, or was the damage irreversible? Hilton's image as a wealthy socialite made it difficult for the public to view her in a new light. Despite her efforts, the public seemed unable to forget her past. Farrah Abraham's appearance on Dr. Phil in 2013 became a defining moment, and not in a good way. What could have been an opportunity for her to make amends turned into a disaster, as her disrespectful attitude and indifferent comments took center stage. She dismissed difficult questions, making herself appear distant and unapologetic. Instead of receiving sympathy or support, her attitude sparked a wave of criticism from the audience, who were hoping for humility. The public's perception of her changed drastically, and the consequences were not only harsh online comments but also the end of her career in the entertainment industry. Prior to this interview, she had opportunities within the industry, but after that, doors began to close quickly. It wasn't just what she said, but how she said it that made her seem completely unreasonable. The fame from her reality TV show could have been a stepping stone, but this mistake pushed her into a quagmire of controversy. Farrah's moment on Dr. Phil became a symbol of wasted opportunities, and what could have been a chance for redemption instead pushed her further away from mainstream success. In 2014, Shia LaBeouf's appearance on The Ellen DeGeneres Show was supposed to be an opportunity for him to clarify things after a series of troubling incidents. Instead, it turned into a chance to make matters worse. The audience was expecting honesty and accountability, but his vague responses only added to the confusion. From public altercations to arrests, his actions had already damaged his image, and this interview only fueled the fire further. Although Ellen tried to steer the conversation, Shia's responses lacked clarity and left the audience with more questions than answers. This wasn't the first time he had caused controversy. but it stood out because it could have been a turning point. Instead, it highlighted his erratic behavior. Fans who once admired Shia's acting talent now began to doubt his reliability. The loss wasn't immediate, but over time, this interview contributed to the growing sense that Shia was heading off course. His once promising career began to be overshadowed by headlines about his personal life. It was a standout moment highlighting the challenges of balancing fame with personal struggles. Mariah Carey's unexpected appearance in 2001 on TRL shocked fans, but not in a positive way. She suddenly showed up with an ice cream cart and made confusing statements. The event quickly raised concerns about her mental health as her behavior appeared erratic and inconsistent with her previous image. Questions about her mental health flooded the headlines, severely impacting her career. This wasn't just a bad day. It was a turning point, as Mariah's reputation as a talented and sophisticated artist was damaged, and she had to spend years regaining the public's trust. While her personal struggles were later revealed, the damage had been done, and that event overshadowed her musical achievements for a long time. When Lindsay Lohan sat down with Oprah Winfrey in 2013, the whole world was watching. After years of legal and personal troubles, this was her chance to turn things around. She spoke openly about her issues, but her delivery didn't quite resonate with the audience. Her words seemed sincere, but they weren't enough to erase the long-standing scandals. This interview was supposed to be a fresh start, but instead, it felt like just another chapter in the story of missed opportunities. The issue wasn't just what Lindsay said, but the actions that followed, which didn't align with her promises. Headlines continued to focus on her troubles, overshadowing any progress she might have made. In his 2019 Netflix special, Aziz Ansari attempted to address the allegations of misconduct that had surfaced against him. While he tried to handle the issue thoughtfully, his response left some viewers feeling unsatisfied. He expressed regret, but did not fully take responsibility. This approach did not sit well with everyone and led to strong backlash. His flourishing career was significantly impacted, with projects being delayed and public interest waning. What could have been a meaningful moment of reflection instead became a controversial misstep. Ricky Gervais is no stranger to controversy, but his role as the host of the 2020 Golden Globe Awards pushed the boundaries of what the audience could tolerate. Known for his sharp humor, Ricky did not hesitate to target Hollywood stars. While some found his jokes fresh and bold, many others considered them too harsh and unprofessional. The event sparked heated debates, with critics arguing that he had gone too far this time. While this wasn't Ricky's first controversy, the backlash from this event temporarily overshadowed his achievements, as the conversation shifted from his acting and comedy career to his hosting style. Whitney Houston's 2002 interview with Diane Sawyer is remembered for all the wrong reasons. When she famously said, "Crack is whack," it immediately became headline news. Her defensive and angry attitude during the interview shifted the focus from her talent to her personal struggles. Instead of discussing her achievements, the interview highlighted her battle with addiction and her public image, overshadowing her career at a time when she was still one of the most admired voices in music. The public reaction was immediate and unforgiving, with many questioning her ability to overcome these challenges. This interview became a defining moment in Whitney's career, but not in the way she had hoped. Instead of being recognized as a music icon, the attention shifted to her personal struggles, and the scrutiny only intensified, making it difficult for her to regain her position. This interview served as a reminder of the pressure celebrities face and how quickly public perception can change. For Whitney, it marked the beginning of a difficult chapter that overshadowed many years of success that followed. In 2014, Justin Bieber's interview on The Ellen DeGeneres Show was meant to be an opportunity for him to refresh his image following a string of legal troubles and public mistakes. However, his attempts to show sincerity felt rehearsed and unconvincing. The public was expecting a genuine apology from him, but instead, they received what seemed like a damage control campaign. Despite his efforts to explain and express regret, the lack of authenticity in Bieber's words and actions made it difficult for viewers to believe in his true transformation. This prevented him from making a real connection with his fans and led to continued criticism over how he handled his personal issues. This moment highlighted the challenges Justin Bieber faced as a young star trying to rebuild his image. The interview failed to achieve its goal of restoring public trust, instead reinforcing the idea that he wasn't yet fully ready to take responsibility for his actions. His apologies and attempts to appear sincere were unconvincing, leading the public to feel that he was still trying to protect his image rather than genuinely change. This was another setback in his efforts to restore his reputation, showing just how difficult it is to recover from a tarnished image, especially when every action is closely scrutinized and carries high expectations from the public. Randy Quaid's 2010 interview on Good Morning America took a strange turn when he began talking about conspiracies in Hollywood. His claims of being targeted by a powerful group within the industry left viewers stunned. Instead of shedding light on his personal struggles or explaining the issues in his life, the interview made him appear unstable and out of touch with reality. His bizarre statements and unbelievable claims overshadowed his image as a talented actor, further fueling doubts about his mental state. Rather than providing an opportunity for image recovery, the interview only heightened public concern and criticism. Randy's behavior throughout the conversation only reinforced the negative perceptions about his mental state. The consequences from this interview came quickly and strongly, as opportunities in the entertainment industry slowly vanished, and producers and directors became wary of working with him. This marked a turning point in Randy's career, solidifying his reputation as unpredictable and unreliable. Tonya Harding's interview in 2014 on Nancy Kerrigan. The Price of Gold was supposed to be an opportunity for her to rewrite her story. She hoped to change the public's perception of the infamous attack on Nancy Kerrigan, but her attempts to present herself as a victim fell short, as the public remained skeptical. Viewers didn't trust her, and many felt that Tonya had not truly taken responsibility for her actions. The interview only reinforced the stigma that had followed her for years. Despite her efforts to shift the conversation, the public's perception of her remained largely negative. Persistent doubts about her version of events continued to overshadow any progress she might have made. This moment served as a reminder of how difficult it is to shake off a bad reputation. And for Tonya, it was yet another chapter in her story filled with controversy and distrust. Thank you for watching today's video. I hope the stories shared gave you some interesting moments and fresh perspectives on the entertainment world. These shocking and surprising moments are sure to make you rethink the careers of these stars. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to stay updated on our latest and most exciting videos. If you found this video interesting, share it with your friends, and we'll see you in the next video, where we'll continue to explore more unique stories from the entertainment industry.